Still looking for a Tribid IEM that is not overly expensive, something kilobucks or something like $2,500 like the Alter Ego? I got you guys covered. This is the Alpha Omega Ra. Hello guys, it's Jordan of Jordan Orchid Review. Come back. Today we have this IEM, a Tribid IEM that I think will blow your mind. At least it blew my mind. Okay, so this IEM, I slightly mentioned it in the Cane Jam video. So in Cane Jam, near the end of the video, I did mention that there are few IEM that actually impressed me. So some are in price, some are in their features, some are like the sound. So Alter Ego was one of them. So next we have this from Alpha Omega Ra. So this brand is a brand from Malaysia. So it's a brand that not really a lot of people been knowing it or talking about it yet, but I'm sure that people will, because looking at how Elysian Labs, which is the company that do the Diva and the Annihilator Rose, okay, so they are from Malaysia as well. So Malaysia having a lot of people that really know how to do like IEM, so I am really proud of them. So this IEM is a Tribid IEM. So let me read out the spec and I'll tell you the price, why it will blow your mind. So this IEM is a Tribid IEM, yes. So first of all, the DD is using one beryllium plated dynamic drivers. So you hear the word beryllium, you should roughly guess what's the sound signature. The last time I had one Tribid that used beryllium plated dynamic drivers is from the Mangert, or we call that the Zen Up Spacey. Yes, so we'll talk about the sound later. And we have two Sonian for lower mids and two Sonian for mids, two Sonian electric statics drivers. So it's 1 + 4 + 2. Yes, so it's not a one conventional 1-2-2 like the variations or like a lot of other more entry Tribid IEM outside, like the Mega 5 EST. All of those are like 1 + 2 + 2, 1 DD, 2 BA, 2 EST. So this is 1 + 4 + 2. And not to mention that they are using full Sonian lineup. So as in, Sonian drivers are usually a little bit more expensive than the rest. So good that they are using all Sonian. And not to mention that they are also giving a 4-core gold-plated silver cable, which is wow. So because gold-plated silver, by listening it to the name, you know that it's not cheap, because most of the brand out there, they would just give you like some silver-plated copper or just plain copper cable. So this is a really premium lineup, as in everything that they put in here is really premium, and they are only selling at the price of $590 US. Wow, that is crazy. So, but disclaimer, I gotten it a little bit cheaper because it was during Cane Jam, but still $590 for 1 + 4 + 2, even plus the cable and also plus the box and case, everything. I think that is quite worth it. Yes, quite worth it, coming from like a person who I had the variations which is around the cost of this, and it's not even as premium. So let's talk about the unboxing. So the case, very nice design case from Alpha Omega. I think that the design just really suited the IEM itself, because Ra, I think this Ra is the Egyptian sun god somewhere. So this is a very nice looking case that actually suits their I would say their theme. And inside here, of course, after the sleeve, we have the box. So the box shows you the gold color Alpha Omega logo, which is very sleek. The printing was quite good. Open it up, quite simple, magnetic case. And also this casing that they give also kind of surprised me. It's not like overly expensive. I've seen this in another brand, which is Soft Ear. Soft Ear having similar type of case, which is really good, very smooth to touch, and not the usual case that you guys been seeing around most of the time, where the one that have zipper and all. So you guys seen that a lot of times in a lot of Chi-Fi, but this is good stuff. So you have a logo embossed, what do you call that? Not engraving, embossed or embossed or something. So this logo here, Alpha Omega, and it's very smooth to the touch. This, I would say that is a bit velvety if you touch on it, and it's very nice touch. So open it up, it will include like 3 pairs of AET07 tips, which is by now you guys should know the tips is, I would say, very standard. It's kind of good. It's not that it's super bassy or super trebly or super sharp, or just that it is a very good mediocre tips that it won't go wrong. So I think that it's good, and the tips color kind of match the IEM as well. So as for the IEM, I have it here with me. First thing first, when I open up the case, when I see this IEM, it's like, wow, it's so pretty. And I've been bringing this to my shop, to gatherings. Everyone say that this is so pretty. So not sure whether you guys can, like, how much you guys can see. Actually, this IEM is really stunningly looking. So I think that they hired people to actually help them to draw this themselves manually. So it's not the conventional faceplate that they just get from some supplier, cut it off, then cut up the shape and just put it onto the faceplate. It's not that kind anymore. I think those are a little bit lacking in creativity and lacking in like heart, okay, passion in like just designing and all, because nowadays those are so easily obtainable. So I think a lot of brands having the same faceplate here and there. So I find that this brand, they managed to like just hire someone to purposely help them draw out the shape, the logo. Just felt that they have a combination of red, white, and also gold, and also a little bit of that pink as well, if I'm not wrong. So it's just really pretty. I think that is one of a kind that you don't see this design a lot. So something to really give them the credits for it. And also I would say that the cables is in yellow. I said it's like gold because it's gold plated silver, so in the color of yellow, which is very matching to the shell also. So it's very nice. So that's all for the color design and all. Then let's go with the feet. As for the feet, they are going with a semi custom kind of shape. So if you guys can see, actually it is really fitting, as in I think that this is almost near to the level of shallow fit kind of custom IEM. So it's really fitting to me. At least it's really comfortable. So I might even I like this so much, I might even like ask them to go and convert this IEM into a custom for me, or maybe just change the color, retain the white and gold but change it to blue. Wow, it's gonna be even more stunning, but that's for future. So this IEM, let's talk about the sound. So like I said, is beryllium plated DD, so it is supposed to be very bassy. Yes, and it does. So this IEM, I would say that is kind of a bassy and smooth. So bassy and smooth is the terms that I will describe this IEM. And other than that, it is quite hard to drive as well. So might be a con or might be a pro for you. At least for me, it's a pro. So because I have dedicated portable amp to carry around and to use it on this, which is using the extra XD05 balance 2, yeah, so that's the name. So I have decent power, so that's why I managed to drive this. So for those of you who are using something like entry level kind of dongle, might not be the best thing to drive this around, so might not be able to drive this to the maximum potential. Why I'm saying it that is a pro, as in usually something that is harder to drive have more potential. So it depends on the source that you are giving it. So the more power that you get, usually it can perform just better. It can scale better. Something like Subsonic Storm or like the Crimson, it's so hard to drive, but if you can drive it properly, it will sound really good. So let's get back to the sound. Like I said, it is bassy and it's smooth. Let's talk about the bass. So the bass, I think they have patented some technology in this IEM, so I think it might be doing it for the bass. Not sure. So because they never like describe it in the box or something, what is this patented technology? I just guessing that it might be for the bass, because the bass on this IEM is quite remarkable. It's a lot of bass, but on the stock cable, I just think that it might be a little bit too much, because gold-plated silver usually will give you slightly even more bass. So it's like, wow, this bass is very overpowering, and J-pop don't really need it so much bass. So first thing first is that it's a lot of bass. It's very fun to listen to. Then the next thing is that might be a bit too much, but I'm okay with that thing, with the bass, and it doesn't bleed into the mids at least, so I think that it's okay. Just that it's really punchy, really rumbly. So it's like, wow, long time never had this, ever since like from the Zen's up kind of era. So let's talk about the mids. So the mids here is smooth. It's buttery smooth from what you can expect from like 4 Sonian BA. Yes, it is smooth. Looking at the configuration, you can really guess that this is a very smooth sounding IEM. So vocals, like female vocals, come across very buttery, very smooth and emotional, and as well as I think that it's also, I would call that velvety. Yes, so the same terms that I would use to describe the case is really very smooth, and I would say that even have the scent of a bit of that sweetness. It's really good and smooth. I think this is the star of the show. I mean, the best selling point of this IEM, that it managed to like make it so smooth, yet not laid back kind of smooth. Okay, so it's not like your Sony M9, that kind. So it's a very the vocal come out quite a lot. It's quite prominent, yet it doesn't shout, and it still have that very smooth signature to it, which I really fond of it. And of course, there goes the downside. Okay, so the downside, this IEM, look at the graph, the treble might just be lacking just in a little bit. So it rolled off. To me, it's rolled off, so it's kind of dark. So detail retrieval and all those are like decent and like just okay. It's not the best, most revealing or most resolving IEM in this price category. I think in this aspect, the variation did it a little bit better, quite better, a lot better than the raw in the detail retrieval and the technicalities. And the staging also is not the widest sounding IEM. I mean, it has like 2 EST. It's a Tribid IEM, supposed to sound a bit wider, but it's just a little bit lacking in this kind of aspect. And imaging and all those are also just okay. I think that the way that they use the EST, the 2 EST is just too modest. Yeah, so it's too humble. That maybe they haven't really fully exploit the 2 EST, or maybe they should have just plugged in 2 more EST in it. So, but plug in 2 more EST, actually their flagship IEM, the Omega, is 144. So I think the Omega is doing better in this realm. So this is their, I would so call their entry. I guess it's their entry level. They are $590. I think this is their entry level. So there are room to grow. That's why they're having like slightly a little bit treble, not as good. Then they're having very good one, but that one is their flagship. So this IEM, I would say that despite all some of the flaws that it have, but for those of the people who like bass, who like smooth, buttery smooth, and very sweet scent kind of vocal, you will like this IEM. So to me, it's a very contrary IEM with like the variation, moondrop variation. So if you had the moondrop variation, you might find that it's sometimes a little bit thin, but the sub bass is really good, but sometimes it's also have that thinness, and also it's not as emotional and smooth in terms of like vocal, but it does have very good technicalities, which I think beat this Alpha Omega Ra in that aspect. But I think that this is not that bad, just that it's okay to what I supposed to like expecting from it. And maybe also because of the tremendous amount of bass that this has, that's why I think to bump up the treble might be still very safe for this IEM. So I think this is overall a very good IEM to start with, and this is my few days of impression on this. Let's talk about snake oil, the cables. So what are the pairings that I find is suitable on this IEM? So I had friends who bought it together with me, so they are plugging it into some really expensive cable, and it does sound good. So first of all, I don't have this cable, it's not by me. So my friend plugged it into a brand called Toxic Cables, and the cable name called Eddie. Yes, it's a collaboration with a very famous person called Eddie. So it's Toxic Cable Eddie. Plugging it onto that is wow, yes. So whatever flaws that I mentioned just now, the technicalities are not there. This is not as bright, don't have that super sparkling, shimmering kind of treble. You get that using silver cable like the Toxic Cable Eddie. So I think using that still, because of this IEM nature, is so smooth, so it doesn't come across sharp or anything, but detail retrievals, and just I felt that I can find more stuff there here and there. So that's why I think that the imaging also is a bit more precise, a bit more solid. I think that is a very good pairing. But the price of the Toxic Cable Eddie is almost the price of this. Yes, so is that's why I say snake oils, cables. Yes, doesn't make a lot of sense, but then I think that is a very good pairing. And next we have a slightly cheaper cable, but still expensive. We have Liquid Links. It's called a Martini. So this is my friend using another cable to pair on that. So as you guys know, we have a lot of people in Singapore who are using like cables, playing with cables with their IEM. Different IEM will have different cables because of they want to maximize the potential of the IEM. Yeah, so that's why it's very normal here. So the other friend used Liquid Link Martini, which is a cable that I always describe it as it tends to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit sharp, but sometimes it does the magic, as in for IEM that is so smooth, that is so buttery, sometimes you just add a little bit of that pepper, that black pepper onto it, just give it a bit more life. It's nice. Yeah, so that's why I think like your steak, if you just like plain butter, might be a bit too boring. So that's why sometimes a little bit of that black pepper on top is fine. Just make it a bit more lively, and also I think that the treble is a bit more like inviting as well. Yeah, that's all for the snake oil today, and see you guys like next time. Goodbye.